Cancer family, what is going on? Welcome to the channel. I'm Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive, and we're looking at the energy, your energy for January 2023 or 24. Oh my goodness, I'm like taking us back a year. I was gonna say, yeah, new year, new you, right? I hope you had like a really fabulous holiday. I hope you're in good spirits, doing well. I'm always sending good vibes your way. We start off this year with good movement forward. I like it. Mercury goes direct in my words are not coming out. Mercury goes direct January 2nd. I've been talking a lot. Can you tell my voice is a little hoarse? We're going to clear out this energy, clear out the vibes, clear out my throat chakra so that all the messages come through in a clear, concise way. But while I'm getting this ready, Mercury goes direct June. Oh my gosh, dude. I'm like all over the months of the year. It goes direct January 2nd. It gives us a little bit more reprieve, just with some of the tension, some of the things that were kind of coming up to make things a little more arduous. The nice thing is it's a pretty harmonious month astrologically. Uranus goes direct at the end of the month. So we're gonna see some openness, some momentum happening. Mars is really catering to that as well. So this is a really good month to continue pushing forward, continue putting your plans into action, Cancer. Doing some due diligence is what I'm hearing. All right. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that does not serve us for our highest and best, any blocked messages. Blocked messages. Dude, I don't even know. I don't know what's going on with me right now. I'm gonna roll with it though. Woo! I'm high on readings. That's pretty much what it is. All right, so we want to keep this a clear, open channel always. I like the energy of January thus far. It's not too complex. It's not too complicated. Yes, there are still things that are going to be popping up that are kind of more annoying, or it's the smaller details, right, that we have to be working through. So just be conscious, mindful, Cancer, as you approach this month. We have a new moon, January 11th in Capricorn, and our full moon is coming at the end of the month, January 25th in Leo. So there is this call to let go. This has been a consistent theme, especially for us over the past couple weeks, past few months. We really have to make room for new beginnings and not get too, it's not about stuck, it's about getting attached, not wanting to let something go is what I'm hearing. And it is time to let go. I think there needs to be some clear communication around this. I feel like things have been left up in the air is what I'm hearing. There is no direct conversation, or even if you have had a direct conversation, there's no clarity is what I'm hearing. Like it's too ambiguous right now is what I keep seeing. So there needs to be a little bit of compromise. There needs to be some coming together. Finding, I feel like this is like finding the happiness even in the midst of things that are a little bit more difficult. It reminds me, so the honeymoon period, that's like the beginning of the relationship, right? When it's so exciting and new and fabulous. especially if this is dealing with a partner for you. I feel like this is a lot about remembering that time and approaching conversations from that space. You know, it gives us more empathy, compassion, understanding for whatever they're going through, also whatever we're going through, and then they're going to meet us with the same back, you know, versus coming at things super emotional or volatile, etc. And not that I don't feel like, obviously, you're a very combative sign at all. If anything, you guys are my favorite. My best friend is a Cancer. So being a little more diplomatic, right, with that air sign. It's funny because I am a Libra, so I love that popped up. Yeah, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, it's all about being rational. It's that proverbial pros and cons list. What is working? What is not? What do I really want? I feel like you're letting go of something. This does feel, for some of you, this is a relationship. Maybe romantic for some of you. I'm hearing this is maybe a partnership that you've had for a long time, and the dynamics are changing. You guys do need to have some conversations around this and how things are going to look moving forward, especially if it is romantic in nature, you know, even friends, family, etc. This is about setting our boundaries or having a plan of how things are going to be looking moving forward, and doing so in just a very diplomatic way, like making sure that you are honoring yourself in the process, your wants and your needs out of this, even when relationship is ending, right? We might not like it. It might not be the most comfortable feeling. But I also feel like this is an old energy that has been lingering for you for quite some time, Cancer. And I feel like now is the time, or it's actually coming to head. And we, in the astrology, we've been seeing a lot aspected to the vertex point, which is essentially that energy of like things that need to happen, things that need to get hashed out, etc. You know, they're coming to that place. I hope that made sense. Sometimes I get a little bit lost in like what I'm channeling, so please forgive me. I hope it's all clear and concise. All right, so in the beginning, making peace with my today will improve my future. So when it comes to career, finances, business, etc., I think that there is this element of being content with what is, but still planning for the future, right? Like it's not, I think that you're a little bit out of place is what I hear. Oh, 7 of water. Okay, definitely popped out. So that means like a lot of options in front of us. When I was saying out of place, it's like you don't really know where you want to plug your energy into. Maybe you don't know what you want to do with your career. You don't know where your next steps are, what they are. You feel a little bit limited and stuck. And I feel like having a little bit more peace in this area of knowing that idea, that inspiration is going to pop in at the right time is going to get you more clarity, essentially, right? With that King of Pentacles, about being grounded, you know, this is methodical energy as well, and the Mother of Water. Okay, so very interesting. So this kind of taps back into that partnership energy that I was talking about in the overarching dynamics. This is forcing you to see things in a different way, right? So whatever the disconnect is between you two, it's, I don't know, it feels like, and it's, again, this makes a lot of sense if this is romantic or someone you live with, someone you've been partnered with for a while. The dynamics are shifting and changing, and I feel like it is kind of affecting all aspects of your life. Maybe this is coming out of the blue for you. Woo. And you weren't really ready for it. Okay, Justice. So finding more grounding, more balance in how you approach things. But also like being a little bit frugal is what I'm hearing. I do hear this energy of self-protection. So when we have a lot going on in our personal life, it can be really hard to keep the mundane up and running. The more that you take a diplomatic approach to what is happening, I think this will also come with communication, the types of conversations that you have with this individual. I feel like you're gonna be a little bit more grounded. You're gonna, you're getting clarity, which is great. But I think, I don't know, I just feel like this big blow to your ego. And I'm sorry to deliver that message because it's never fun, right? To like, I don't know, I like things to be happy and well and fine. Remember though, when this stuff does happen, it's opening up the opportunity for new beginnings, right? Making room for the new by the release, by the letting go. And I feel like right now, it's not really the time to be focused on advancing your career, etc. And that's why there's a lot of ambiguity that is surrounding it right now. I can get from an unwanted to a wanted relationship, okay? So as you're dealing with your finances, and again, this makes a lot of sense, right? When we're dealing with difficult things, it affects a lot of different facets of our life. And usually our abundant mindset helps, whether we are being too limited or overly indulgent. It helps to kind of see where our mindset is at in other areas of our life. You need to be a little bit more intentional with how you're spending your money is what I'm hearing. You have abundance. I feel like you have enough to play around with. I'm not saying that you're like scraping at the bottom of the barrel. I really don't feel that with this energy. You have the Magician, which is Mercury, communication, networking, getting out there a little bit more, maybe finding a side hustle, etc. And with the Queen of Fire, it's a great energy in terms of attracting new finances, new abundance. Maybe you have a fire sign that comes in and that helps you out with your finances. Yeah. Okay, the Tower. So this can be someone who's coming to step in and help out with if you are having a relationship fall apart or whatever this is going on in your personal environment, you do have the support. And actually, this is going to be something that is very healing. And I think healing in the way that you didn't even expect it to be. I don't think your money's funny. I don't get that vibe, but I do feel either there was something, like there's a little bit of refinement that needs to come through, right? Like whether you're spending too much or, I don't want to say someone was taking from you, but I do get this energy of like wasted finances. So whether that's coming from you, whether you were spending a lot on someone else, paying someone else's bills, whatever it may be, Spirit is really asking you to kind of, I hear it as this is, the downfall is naturally going to happen. And then as you move through it, it's having the faith and the trust, because this person that's coming in for you is going to help you feel more grounded and balanced than what you were feeling in this past relationship. Everything is always working out for me. So that comes through with our home and our family, especially just confirming this message that keeps coming through over and over again. Having faith and trust in the process. You're strong, you're balanced, you're stable, especially with that 9 of Earth. It is more of an independent energy when we are losing relationships or we don't have a lot of family around us or people that we feel close to, etc. But I hear that you have a lot of contentment. I feel like you're happy in your home, in your environment, even having a little bit of space. It's like a breath of fresh air is what I hear. And the attachment is more about the thought of what you're losing than what you're actually losing, if that makes sense. So it feels good. It's just basically saying, Cancer, like, don't shoot yourself in the foot by, getting into that woe is me energy. Yes, definitely have your time of grief, whatever you need to do to help yourself through it, but don't get lost in it, because you do have a lot of friends and a lot of support. Even if it's not your quote unquote family, I feel like you do have some strong counterparts around you that are going to help you move through this. It's just the more of the stress of the unknown is what I'm hearing, okay? And, again, just remember, not all hope is lost. We can sit there and spend our time being afraid of the unknown, or we can just take a step back, give ourselves some peace and calm, and say, even though I don't know how things are going to look, I know I will be supported. I know I will be taken care of. Having some of those affirmations so you're not feeling like the rug is being pulled from under you. I feel like it's not, because it feels to me like you already sense this is going to happen. I think that this is just more when it actually manifests in reality, like when you actually have a conversation, things come to head, things get said out in the open, etc. So, flawed premise can attract true unwanted evidence, okay? So, there is a lot of fear around your health and wellness. You might have had some wellness scares over this past year. There has been a lot of readjusting in terms of how we take care of ourselves. And for you, Cancer, this is it's almost like the more you believe in worst case scenario, the more you're going to attract that, right? So, and I know that's easier said than done, right? Because if something's happening in our physical world, it's really hard to it's not pretending it's not happening, but it's really hard to kind of cling on to that energy of healing or evolution, or that it's not always going to be this way. Health and well-being is a hard one for you. Obviously, you are Cancer energy. It's very watery. It's very emotional. You gravitate towards the things that feel good. We all kind of do. But there is some emotional compensation. And I also feel like maybe not having accountability at the same time. So this is basically saying that, you let your vices get the best of you. Maybe you're alone a lot, right? We see that Hermit, 9 of Pentacles energy, or maybe when you are alone, it's easy to kind of overindulge, right? But with the Death card, you have 3 major arcana in a row. Spirit is really asking you to make some lifestyle changes, because the more that you don't take care of yourself or think it's going to be worst case scenario, the more that's going to manifest, right? You're going to get that confirmation. This is about just being a little bit more diplomatic. Listen, I know it's so hard to change our health routine, especially when we're used to doing things in a certain way. This is taking small steps, slowly, 1 at a time, 2 at a time, wait a couple weeks, then implement something new. That is the way to get that lasting longevity. You have to make changes now, is what I hear, So I'm not a doctor. I'm not replacing medical advice. I'm actually telling you to go see your doctor. But just that value of just really take care of yourself. This is a great month to do it. January, not a lot's going on. We're coming off the holidays, etc. And because you might have a lot of time on your hands, start trying to find some wellness practices that resonate, vibe with you. Even if it's just, doing some calisthenics in the morning or taking a walk around the block or whatever it may be for you. It is really time to change some of those habits, because I hear that it can snowball, essentially. My most important relationship is with my source. So we love community, we love hanging out with other people, but we also have to recognize that we have to have that relationship established within ourselves first. Sometimes community can be a distraction. I know. I love to hang out, you know, and it can come into this way where, you know, maybe it's good intention, whatever, but it can, like I said, it can become a coping mechanism. It can become a distraction, especially when we're dipping into this page of fire energy. This is someone who just like doesn't want to sit still, who always wants to be doing something, always having something on their agenda. And that goes back to that value. Like, you have to take care of yourself first, or else you're not going to have the energy to do all the things that you want to do. So self-care is huge this month. Being a little bit more diplomatic about what you're saying yes and no to. Diplomatic in terms of, you know, not saying yes to everything. I don't know if diplomatic's the right word. I don't think so. I don't know the D word that was meant to come, but it's lost in there somewhere. It might pop out. It might rear its head down the line. Yeah, but just, it's like a matter of choice, right? Like, and it is a reflection of our choices. Yeah. We need to be more stable, more grounded. Not only does this help your like mental, emotional, physical well-being, but it also helps your pocketbook as well, right? Not hanging out so much saves you a lot of money. It is the time to be at home. It is the time to focus more on self for you this month. That kind of goes without saying. It's the energy of January. Putting, again, emphasis, intention on what we're trying to grow and build versus like trying to start something new or getting too distracted with all the fun things around us. Our opinions about our children can influence their behavior. So if you're dealing with children, or you know, maybe this is also just like your own inner child, what you think, what you believe, how things should be. It is, we have to remember that we have to let everybody be their own individual self. I feel like this, to me, okay, if you don't have children, to me, this is kind of coming from this place of maybe some emotional hardship, or places that you're not taking care of yourself, or maybe you had a mother, father figure who did not really nurture you in the most supportive way. I feel like you need a little bit of that tender love and care, especially with that King of Water coming up. That is your energy, Cancer. So this is a lot about not being afraid to nurture yourself in the most harmonious way, in a way that like really honors your mind, body, soul. You might even have new relationship come out of this. I hear this as like, I feel like you might not even be aware of this. This is like you starting to do some new things. Like maybe it's a hobby, or, you know, you start going to the gym or taking a hike on a trail or whatever it is, and you actually meet someone. I feel like this is more towards the end of the month. This is not an energy you're going to see right off the bat, because I think that there's a lot of dynamics going on in your home, in your family environment, that have to be worked out first. You don't see this. You don't see this quite yet, but it's coming. It's behind the scenes. So whether it manifests this month or not, but this is actually going to give you a nice little boost to your energy. I feel like this might not manifest in January. If it does, it's more towards the end of January, beginning of February is what I'm hearing. Because again, Spirit's trying to make sure that you've learned this lesson, that you're moving through this, and not letting this old stuff kind of bring you back down. It's meant to go. It's meant to release. And I think you know that. I think you've been feeling that for quite some time. But that part of you that's just not ready, or it's been around for a long time, is sad to see it go. And I think that that makes total sense. You know, give yourself that love, that grace. But also, as you're approaching situations, as you have to interact with that person, these people, that dynamic, try to do so from that very rational, practical perspective. That's going to give you the most peace as you transition through this. So I really hope this helps, Cancer. I'm sending you just all the love and blessings as you navigate through. Definitely drop some comments and tell me how it resonates. I love hearing those things. It's great confirmation to what I do. Otherwise, thank you so much. Sending all the love and blessings your way.